All right, so I had a question here. A dude says, my friend's father is dying from prostate cancer that spread to his bones. It may be another year to 10 years of life left from what the doctor predicts. Any experimental chems around that one may research in such a situation? Well, with your doctor's permission, of course, because you can only do things like this from doctors, with a doctor's permission. Nonetheless, there are some natural things, and here's the thing about prostate cancer. In the vast majority of cases of prostate cancer, you're going to die of old age before prostate cancer kills you. And I'm just being real, it's not that fast a growing kind of thing. And then I asked what how old he was and what he was taking, and he's 74. I mean, I mean, if you don't feel bad from the prostate cancer, I really wouldn't pay a whole lot of homage to it. But in the case that anyone has something of this nature and they really want to get down and do what is possible, that may actually help in the form of the natural will be more effective than just about anything in these cases from what I've seen. The number one thing that must happen, you have to stop eating crap. As a matter of fact, intermittent fasting is usually preferred along with complete and total live food diet with cancer. Cancer is simply a cell that has become deoxygenated, and because of this lack of oxygen, it mutates and creates another cell like it instead of a proper cell, right? This is the degradation of the DNA code to the point to where it starts replicating itself in anything less than a good manner. So you've got the pH levels are going to be off somewhere in the body. This happens because oxygen is held, well, by the blood. All right, the blood is generally 7.3 to 7.4 for us to maintain life. That's how it holds oxygen. 7 is neutral, 0 is acidic, 14 is very alkaline. This is your pH scale. So 7 being neutral right here, right? Your blood has to maintain 7.3 to 7.4. If cells reproducing, right? And then one reproduces like this. One is completely and totally or completely different, but here's the funny thing about cancer is it looks like a butt. No. It's so close to your tissues because it literally came from your tissues that the immune system does not identify it. And this is when you get real problems. This is when you get, because you get cancer anywhere from 100 to 500 times every year. Your body simply identifies it, kills it, envelops it, takes it out of the system because it knows it's not right. When the immune system is overloaded or it is under populated, if it doesn't have the energy necessary to identify, kill, envelop, and get that out of the system, then we start to have problems. Or if it loses its communication lines and it can't identify the foreign from the proper cell, right? So there's a couple different things that can happen here, and we want to identify and we want to protect against each. The first being the immune system, the killer cells and macrophages cannot identify the cancer cell. In that lack of identity, what we found is the MPS 70 or 200X is going to help to rebuild the communication lines between the cells. These communication lines are called mucinose polysaccharides. When those get broken down, the generals can't communicate with the soldiers do what soldiers do. They go out, attack the wrong thing. They go out and get drunk and attack the wrong thing. The generals, on the other hand, now can't communicate with them to stop them, so you get an autoimmune disorder. In this case, they actually just get drunk and pass out and can't identify this dude as a bad guy. So they let him live. So what we do is we rebuild or give the body the communication lines with MPS so that it can rebuild that. General picks up the phone and says, hey boys, regroup. Look, that's bad. Kill that. Get rid of it. I know it came from us, but it's not supposed to be like that. And then what it does is then it goes in and kills it out. Now, the second thing that can happen, happens more frequently than this even, is there's not enough soldiers to get the job done. All right, so with an underpopulated immune system, whenever your immune function has suffered, you want to get a product called IS-3, which is immune support 3, which has been shown in studies to boost killer T and macrophage activity by 700% in as little as 7 days. That is going to 700% more soldiers. You can kill some stuff with 700 more soldiers, you know what I mean? So then you have at times when everything is functioning properly, but you have something that is metastasizing so quickly and spreading throughout the body so quickly that you simply cannot detox it fast enough as it's being killed out. So we have to stop feeding the cancer, and we have to detoxify. To stop feeding it, you have to quit eating the bad stuff. Nothing processed, nothing not natural, and generally you want to have only live foods. This is the raw materials that the body needs for cellular energy to correct this problem. The next thing is you want to be able to cleanse receptor sites, especially on chemo. Now, I3C with DM has been shown in studies to help, if not completely prevent, people on chemo from losing their appetite, from losing their hair, to go through the course of chemotherapy with little to no side effects, but still receive what benefits you have. Now, when dealing with chemo, it's also vastly important that we get the water with the pH drops to alkalize you. Okay, the pH plus is going to be of paramount importance in those soft drinks. So you got the pH plus in there to alkalize the body, and then you need some MSM to detoxify the bloodstream while the I3C with DM cleanses the receptors that your hormones fit in so that everything works properly and it prevents all the side effects. So those are the basic things that I would definitely 100% be getting on. Is you've got your IS-3 to boost the immune system up. You've got your MPS to correct the communication lines or rebuild the communication lines and reconstruct them. Then we have the I3C with DM to cleanse the receptors and keep the negative effects from chemo away. The pH plus to alkalize the body and provide electrolytes to keep you hydrated, because with hydration there's detoxification and elimination of the things being killed. And then you have MSM plus C to detoxify and help to rid the body of free radical damage, along with cleansing the blood from everything being killed out. Those would be the basics that I would look at. Now, if there's different things for different types of cancer in particular, but there's prostate protector, which if the PSA levels are high, if they still have their prostate, if it is a hormone-driven thing, then prostate protector is going to probably be the absolute best thing for, particularly for prostate issues in general and prostate cancer. Now, with that said, research chemicals that in a perfect world could be used if we had an honorable system in which men could legally take these without having to jump through hoops, and he can ask his doctor about taking this, who will hopefully be decent enough to go, you know what, hey, you're 9, you know, why not try it? All right, so you got SR9009. That's a research chemical that has been proven to act as cyanide to cancer. What it really does is it changes the circadian clock in the body, and the cancer cannot change its circadian clock along with the body, thereby identifying it or exposing it as what it is, allowing the immune system to identify it and kill it out. The other thing that you may want to look at is if losing muscle mass during this process, MK2866, 4033, or RAD 140 would be your best compounds for not only helping to fight cancers, but to stop the muscle loss that happens during the treatment, and well, just in general when it comes to the muscle wasting that is attributed to cancer. So in a perfect world you can actually do that too, but in this world you can't. You can order them on newsarms.com, but you cannot take them because they're not for human consumption. They're only for research purposes and research facilities doing research for researchers and research things. So that would be the basic rundown, the best I got for that situation. If they want to go all out, if I wasn't going to do them all, then I would start at the top of the list and work my way down. That's the best I got for you right there. We have seen amazing results, but none of these products that are for human consumption are, none of them have been evaluated by the FDA. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any disease. They are strictly not for human consumption. They are only to be researched. We're for researchers doing research projects, or by your doctor's permission will the research chemicals be able to be taken. The other ones, the natural supplements, on the other hand, have not been evaluated by the FDA. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any disease. And what's the only thing we claim with anything is what's on the labels are in the bottles. So basically, it's like this. You got MPS, looks like this. It's MPS 200X. That is not going to heal you. Your body heals itself. We do not claim that any supplement can heal you, but your body can heal itself provided it has the raw materials necessary to do so, and these are those raw materials that it needs to give you a fighting chance against such things as the good old cancer. Especially with prostate cancer, you really want to look at this. Also, if you have hair loss, this is one of the things that will stop and mitigate the hair loss issue in men. There's a whole bunch of ingredients in it. I mean, a whole bunch of ingredients in it. So I don't know if you can screenshot that or see it clearly, but nonetheless, those are the main things that I would be looking at very seriously. If there's kidney and liver problems from the chemo or whatever treatments that we went through, in a perfect world, you'd also be able to take one of these or 3 of those or 7 of those. And then SR9009, if you have any problems with growth hormone, you know, you got MK677, which is the most beautiful stuff in the world, but you can't take that. So that would be the best I got. and the best there actually is. These things have been not only shown to help people, they have been proven in such a way that, well, it's worthy of my time to sit here and tell you about. If I were to have cancer, I would ask the doctor, how does this usually turn out with people that you treat? The majority of the time, I want ratios and numbers. Then you know what your chances are. If you do not like those, then I say, let's take a different route. If those odds seem acceptable to you, go with his route. It's really up to you at the end of the day. It is your life and your decision, and I'm not here to make that judgment for anybody, but what I would do is I would look at those ratios and I would go, I think I'm probably going to go the natural route, simply because the ratio is usually not that daggum good. And if it is good, you have to look at quality of life versus quantity of life, and quality is far more important than quantity to me. Now, these have the potential to extend human life. They have the potential to truly give your body the fighting chance it deserves to rid it of this disease. The opportunity, not the guarantee. And that opportunity, to me, is much more appealing than living with the damaged, sickened body that happens when you take certain drugs in excess, like chemotherapy. So gambling with my body, saying that I'm going to bet that we kill the cancer before we kill me, that doesn't work out real well in the end for me either way. So this is the route I would take, no doubt. If you got any questions, I mean, that's why my number is up here, 256-497-0494, sethnhc@att.net, and I hope that brings some clarity to the situation and helps you out if you are in that situation. Newsarms.com. Love y'all. Peace.